Okay, welcome back. We're in Unit 7 and we're looking at geometry. So, we are going to start by looking at areas of triangles. And this first triangle that I have right here, if I just look at this one side on this side, that is a right angle triangle. And I know this because these two lines form together to make a right angle triangle. Now I have drawn this into a rectangle, as you'll see here, this other side. So basically I can fold this over this adjacent line, meaning that they share that line. There are two angles here that share that same line. I can fold that over and I can make a rectangle. Now when we are drawing rectangles and triangles, the longest side is going to be on the bottom. Okay, we will not draw them like this. Okay, so if I am looking at finding the area of this triangle, okay, I'll just get rid of some of this stuff here. Okay, all right, if we're looking at finding this, what I do is I draw this rectangle first. And then this line here, oops, undo. That line there is going to be classified the base. And then this line here is going to be classified the height. And if I do the area and I multiply the base times the height, that is going to find the area of the entire rectangle. But I want to find the triangle. So what do I need to do to find the triangle area? Right? I need to cut this in half. So I divide by half. Lots of teachers are going to tell you that this is the formula: base times height times 1/2. You can write it either way. It doesn't matter. You're going to come up with the same answer. So if I were to plug these numbers in, the height is 2 here, and the base is 1, 2, 3, 4. Divided by 2, so this would be 8 divided by 2, and the area here is going to be 4 centimeters, and remembering that we have to put the squared there. Okay? All right, let's move along here. Now, I don't have a right angle triangle anymore, so it makes it seem a little bit more difficult, but it's not. Okay, so what we do is we're going to split this acute triangle. Acute means we have all angles that are smaller than 90 degrees. And I'm going to draw a dotted line here. It's called a perpendicular. Okay, so I'm drawing a perpendicular. And what that does is it creates two right angles right here. Okay, and I'm going to use that to help me find the area. Okay, so now what I do is I count. This is the height here is 4 centimeters. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 centimeters. And this is going to be 1, 2 centimeters. So I'm going to split this into two separate triangles. Okay, now I'm going to call this triangle 1 and triangle 2. And I'm going to find the area of this triangle first. Okay, so I know that the base of this triangle, so the area equals base times height divided by 2. And the base of this triangle is going to be 5 centimeters, and the height is 4 centimeters. Okay, and now I can just do the formula and find out what the area is. So this is 20 centimeters squared divided by 2, which is going to be 10 centimeters squared because it's half of that rectangle. Okay, so that is for part 1, right? We are going to need to make sure we remember that, so we add them back together. So this next part is going to be area equals, I have my base, which is 2 centimeters, not squared yet, sorry. Okay, times 4 centimeters divided by 2, and this is going to be 8 divided by 2 is going to be 4 centimeters squared. Now I need to take these and put them back together because I have separate triangles there. So then I would write the area is equal to, I'll get rid of that there, 10 centimeters squared plus 4 centimeters squared, and that is going to be 14 centimeters squared. So making sure that I remember that this is 2 parts, okay, because I've divided that triangle into 2 parts, so I need to make sure that I put it back together. And that would be my answer there. Okay, here I have another right angle triangle. So what I'd like you to do is just pause the video. I want you to work out the formula and practice doing the area for this triangle, and then come back. All right, so I have a right angle triangle. I am going to make it look like a rectangle so we can see this easier. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 centimeters, and the height is 1, 2, 3 centimeters. Do I need to draw this out? I don't need to draw this out if I remember the formula. Okay, so the first step is we find the base times the height, and then dividing by 2, because remembering it's half of the rectangle. And so this would be 15 divided by 2, which is going to be 7.5 centimeters squared. Remembering we're multiplying those 2 centimeters together, so we have to make sure we include that in our answer. So the area is 7.5 centimeters squared. Okay, so now we are moving on to a different type of triangle. This is an obtuse triangle, and this is because if we remember what our triangles are from last year, that angle there is called an obtuse angle, meaning it is larger than 90 degrees. Okay, this might look like it's a complex problem, but we basically do the same thing. So I can change this into a parallelogram if I want to. Okay, take my ruler there, and I can draw this into a parallelogram. Okay, and then I'm going to look at the height here, make them into right angles. I can look at the height here. Okay, and I know that my height here is 2 centimeters. This is 2 centimeters as well, so I can use one or the other. And the base of what I'm using is here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so my base is 4 centimeters. My height, I could have wrote it here as well, as 2 centimeters. Okay, now what I'm basically finding is the area of this parallelogram. So I still need to divide by 2 because I can just cut that in half. So my base, the area equals base times height divided by 2. So my base is here, 4 centimeters, times my height, which is 2 centimeters, divided by 2. Okay, so the area equals, this is 8 centimeters squared divided by 2, which is going to equal 4 centimeters squared. Okay, so if any of this did not make sense, because this is a review of things that you learned in grade 7, please make sure you're coming to the help session. and you can complete your worksheet that goes with this.